are we, motherfuckers? Carol fucking Baskins. If you haven't seen Tiger King on Netflix, you need to check that shit out. That shit is outlandish. It is fucking... But anyway, I'm here today to do a review. It's going to be a review of the Tool album. This was sent in by Leo. It's a great idea. I absolutely love Tool, and it got me thinking as well about all the kind of history I've got with Tool as well. So that's what I kind of want to talk about today. I will get to the review. It's going to be short and sharp, because I'm still kind of negating all the fucking issues, because this is still essentially video one. The video before obviously had lighting issues, but now I have new lights, motherfuckers. God damn. They are so much better. Holy shit. I'm not sure you can see the rings in my eyes, but hello. Yeah, looks cool. I'm very, very happy. Yeah, so hopefully it doesn't fuck up too much. But anyway, we just get straight into it. So, bit of a background with Tool with me. I even wrote some notes as well. So, here's my little Batman book. Holy shit. And then if you don't know, I'm a huge Batman fan. So I'll be doing a lot more of that in the coming couple of weeks as well. Some reviews on some comics, some top 10 lists as well. Might even take you through a bit of a gear rundown. If you can see the Jimi Hendrix poster behind me, that's awesome as well. So we'll get into it. So now Tool was introduced to me obviously way back in the day. Obviously still living in Darwin. Was shown to me by a very good friend of mine, one of my best mates called Ryan. He showed me, I think it was The Bot, and it was the... It's amazing. I still play that song to this day. And that's one of my favorite albums. In fact, they're all one of my favorite albums. And they are next level. You know, they take you to different places in terms of the lyrical content, in the musicianship is there as well. I'm yet to find anything that quite matches it. And as another really, really good friend of mine said, Adam, he was quite a bit older than me back when I was working in Darwin. He was probably maybe 30, 40. And he said the same thing. There's not another band out there that has kind of reached that pinnacle. Sure, you've got your Dream Theaters and all that kind of stuff, but Tool's on a whole nother level. Tool is just... I've got playing in the background as well. It's just it's one of the few great bands that we get in this lifetime. Back in the day, we had Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, and obviously there's countless others where the whole band were on another level. Not just an individual, because that can make a great band as well when we've seen that. But with the whole band is actually trying to outperform each other. Not outperform, but you know what I'm trying to say. It takes it to another pinnacle. It's absolutely next level. But anyway, I'm gonna go straight into it. So the next kind of experience I had with Tool I was going through some surgeries at the time. I had about 6 surgeries within the space of 12 months. And I thought, fuck, I've got a lot of time on my hands again. Why don't I listen to this album? Fell in love instantly. And didn't look back. Every single day pretty much, I'd have a little bit of a ritual after work where I would try and mimic I'd learn the drum parts, and I'd try and mimic the double kicks with the toms, especially for like Enema and all that 46 and 2 and all those kind of songs. And fuck me, it's hard. But and fast forward a couple more years, and I'm in a band in Darwin, a grunge band called the Wicked Garden, and we're doing a gig, or a tour, I say it's a single gig. We did a gig in Alice Springs, and we drove down there, and then driving down, I was listening to Undertow non-stop. I'm not sure why. It was just like boom. And I even got into like all their rare stuff, like not that Opiate's rare, but all their EPs and that kind of stuff I really listened to. But anyway, going down this trip, there and back, did not stop listening to Undertow. Now, I'm just going to grab it quickly. I picked this up. Didn't have any records. Didn't even have a fucking turntable at the time. This is my first record I ever picked up. And since then, those who know me know my record collection. It's gone quite expansive in the last couple of years. My wallet's not liked it, but that's where essentially my record collection started. Now, fast forward a couple of different years, fast forward a few more years, my very good friend, my best mate Ryan, is actually living in Melbourne, and I hear that Tool's coming to Melbourne, and I've never seen a band like that, of that caliber live, never in my entire life. And so I ring him up, say, hey man, I want to come down to Melbourne, do you want to come see Tool with me? We're both like, yeah, let's do it. So we do it. Amazing. I still think it's one of the best experiences of my life to this day. It not only showed me what live music can be like, but it was also the catalyst for me moving to Melbourne in terms of just, I'd never been away from home before, and I'd seen this completely new world, and I was sold, hook, line, and sinker. And me and Ryan had a fucking good night that night, and we were late, we were late by 10 minutes. We run up the stairs, I think it's not raining, but it's Melbourne weather, shitty and cold. So we're running up, and the whole stadium is pitch black, absolutely pitch black. I can hear people, I can hear band, but I can't see anything. Now the lick was from the Grudge, from Lateralis, and we're running up the stairs. The first step we take onto the top of that platform, the lights smash on, glitter comes raining down, and they're into the verse, and it's just like, holy shit, my face is melting. And yeah, that is still, to this day, one of my best memories, because it was absolutely next level. Now, that's a bit of history with the Movement Tool. Not only did they start my musical journey, not solely, but my record collection, my drumming is so hugely influenced by Danny Carey, and the Melbourne trip, which pretty much inspired me to move down here. So just the history alone is crazy. Anyway, getting into that new album, there's, 10 years was the difference between 10,000 Days and Fear Incalculable. I always fuck this name up, forgive me. And that's a huge lifespan. Not only did, when they dropped this album, did it make them trending again, it also put them in the top 10, and they were in the charts worldwide, which is crazy. But not just their album. As fans would know, Tool's quite secretive with what they release, and not secretive, but they prefer to, I guess, streaming wasn't on their highest priorities for many reasons, and I can understand that. It's just, forgive me, there's a bit of dust in here. They didn't like it, and privacy reasons. I get it, totally, but all of that exposure put them through the roof in terms of how many people started listening to them again. And it was absolutely amazing, and a huge sigh of relief to have that on the streaming service, have Tool on the streaming services. Now, with any new album, you're always a little bit apprehensive. You're always, you got the butterflies kind of saying, oh shit, what happens if? What happens if it's not the same? What happens if it's a different feel? What happens if it's... Anything can happen. I had those worries. Now, the first track that I heard, I think it was, again, I'm going to fuck this up, Fear Incalculum. Sorry, guys. The minute that first note rang out, I knew they were back to their, they were back at it. They sounded definitely different, but the same, which is what, you can't keep having the same from from the artist all the time, because you end up just going, they do the same shit. There's heaps of artists that do that. I'm not going to name any, but it was so reassuring to have that, that feel. You're like, right, it's the same guys, it's the same level, but it's going to be a little bit different, which I think's fucking awesome. Overall, the album has a feel they've kind of, I don't even think they did this consciously. It's very much a subconscious thing with all of the songs on that album have a little bit of a spirit from the other albums, like Tempest is very, and I heard that actually that song has been kind of mulling around since the Undertow days, and you can tell it's got that kind of grungy, punky, especially the riff, it just kicks off like a bang. That's not even the first song. It's quite far down the list, but you've also got other songs as well, especially Descending's incredible because it starts off, it kind of pulls you in, and it's almost like, as any Tool fan would know, spiraling out. And once the bass hook kicks in, it's just, you're hooked, and you go, oh, damn, like, stank face for days, motherfucker. And it's, and I have a really special memory of having this really, like, kind of excitement going to and from work because I get to listen to the album. I get to actually listen to it. And then I'm seeing in my social media that they're all over the news as much as they can be. They're on guitar articles, guitar magazines. And, it's very rare that one of, like, my favorite bands is actually out there in the media, So that was awesome as well. So it was a bit of like Tool mania everywhere. And recently I actually saw, if you go to vicfirth.com, there's a live drum cam footage with Danny Carey playing Numa, which is really fucking cool. And you get to kind of see how he does it, his setup. I don't know if anyone's done a deep dive into Danny Carey. I'm sure you all have, there's some great videos out there, but his occult stuff, which is awesome. Not like I wouldn't practice that because that's not, but it's interesting. The way he sets his drum kit up to represent sacred geometry and all that cool stuff. And if anyone wants to have a look, check out DannyCarey.com and have a look at his book library and the books that he's got. Holy shit. I don't know if I'd even open them, but interesting. And the whole album had that appeal. The whole album just kind of drew you in, and it was the same but different, which I couldn't ask for anything more. And my only quib, if that's even a word, is that it was too short. I would smash through the songs, and I think it's anywhere from 50 to 40 minutes. I'm not sure, guys, so just forgive me for that. But it's really, really cool in terms of the feeling they captured. The feeling they really captured, which is sometimes the hardest thing to do. They nailed it. And like standout tracks for me, obviously, Numa, Descending. What else? Just gotta have a drink of water, guys. Ooh. Anyway, I'm gonna hide the brands and all that shit. Really cool. Descending, Invincible, Numa, Tempest is awesome. And I think the other track is the Chocolate Chip track, which has got the drum solo on it. The only regret I have is that I haven't bought it on turntable yet. On vinyl, which is definitely on high priority. The album, I'd easily give it a 9. Anyone who hasn't listened to it needs to check it out. Even if you're not a Tool fan, you should definitely get into it. It's out there, but it definitely feels a lot more mature. And that's kind of what this, and I read these press articles after I listened to the album, but that's kind of what they were saying is like, this is not a culmination, and we don't know if there's going to be another album after this, but it's a sum of everything, and you can hear it. You can hear it in the songs, how, especially for, like, any musician will kind of goes through different stages as they're developing. And, you go from, kind of learning your basics and then getting your chops down, and then I think the next couple of years is all about what to do with the chops and where you put them. And you can kind of hear that in the album too. Like, Danny Carey saves his massive fills and he just, boom, like Salt Bae. He just goes, there you go, motherfuckers. Enjoy that. And it just has so much, I'm not going to say better or more, but the impact is just like, bang, Whereas in the previous albums, every fucking track's just like, and it's like, oh, I can't keep up, I can't comprehend it. And eventually you do, but that's what makes this album really special. It's unique, but it's still tied to their history. There's some awesome videos out on YouTube you should check out too, which is the recording of the Undertow album, if I haven't mentioned that in the video already. And when they actually go through, and you actually get sort of like a little handy cam, and you get to see how they record the shotgun shells hitting the piano, and Danny Carey with all his candles out and his unicursal hexagram, whatever it is, and he's doing all the weird shit. Now the mix for this album is, I'd say, one of the best, if not the best. I've had a little bit of trouble with Tools mixes just because of some of the different speakers. It can be not muddy, but it can be quite, because there's a lot going on. Some things do get lost. This mix, perfect, absolutely killer. Now, before we end, obviously I'm going to give the album a 9 out of 10. My only thing is that it's too short. I would have liked maybe 1 or 2 extra songs instead of the intervals and the sound effects, which is classic Tool too. So it's to be expected, and that's just a personal thing. But I'm just going to show you the artwork for this. So, Opiate, again, awesome album, and Lateralis. So this was the album I bought when I came down to Melbourne, and it was only on the shelf. Apparently, I was talking to the guy for about an hour or so. And then I bought it. I think it was like $70. So I do not regret that one bit. And I should probably wrap this up sooner rather than later, because I'm starting to ramble a little bit. Or how should I end it? I should say the album, I still listen to it today. It's playing in the background. It is... It's like seeing an old friend. You know what to expect, but you're also excited to hear about the new things in their life and what has changed their perspective. That album is no different. You're excited to hear how each player has grown and what they bring to the band. But you also want to hear ties to the old stuff. You know, anyone who's a stickler for nostalgia like me, you want to hear that stuff. So it's absolutely... It's a huge fan service to hear that. And again, if you haven't checked it out, do it. You're not going to regret it. It's on Spotify. Check it out. After recording this video, when I get some more cash, I am going to purchase this on vinyl. And once I get my finances sorted. Yeah, check it out, guys. I should probably wrap this up now. Album, 9 out of 10. Easy. On a side note, while you're checking that out, you should check out my album, Bedlam and Squalor, on Spotify. Do all that kind of stuff. Give me some listens, I need it. And there will be some new music coming out too. So you guys, obviously, who are checking out my Instagram and all that stuff, have seen some of the budget music videos I've put out. There is something in the work, guys. So it works. So stay tuned. There's something coming, and there'll be a lot more videos coming as well. I'm still ironing out a few kinks and that kind of stuff. So if you can see behind me, the light there, I was literally cleaning this room up so I could hang that and kind of show a few different things, and that motherfucker busted. So I've got another one coming. So the production value should get better and better and better. It's all learning. So I really appreciate all the views. If you guys do have any ideas of what I should review next, jump on and send me a message, a comment, check it out. Check out Bedlam and Squatter on Spotify. It's on YouTube as well. And I'll keep you guys up to date. Now, stay safe. Make sure you wash your goddamn hands. And don't touch your fucking face. All the best, guys. I love you, motherfuckers. And Carol fucking Baskins. Check out Tiger King on Netflix as well. That shit is hilarious. It's a bit dark, but I should probably review that next. But see how we go. All the best, motherfuckers. Stay safe. Peace out.
Dance with the devil in the pale moonlight.